So, hey, YouTube and social media. I'm sitting here, friends sent, many of you guys know I was at the county meeting earlier today. It's still going on, but I left at lunch. And there was a post that came out. Brett Buffington, I met out in Savannah, Georgia when I was covering the Quentin Simon case. Where Leilani at that time wasn't named a suspect until I think within either that day or the day after we arrived into town. Anyways, Brett Buffington was out in front of the house when I first got there. I met him for the first time. Nice guy. Found out he's with WSAV. That is a local news organization out there, and he's like their investigative journalist for WSAV. Really nice, professional gentleman. He just posted on Twitter, the remains of Quentin Simon were flown back to Georgia over the weekend and are now in the custody of GBI, undergoing more testing. The FBI tells me, so that's telling Brett. I'm working to learn where the little boy's remains will go next. Many people that were out there, many people that we met in location covering this case, were adamant that they did not want these remains going back to Billie Joe, and actually brought up some other information related to whether or not she would be technically the next of kin for Quentin Simon, because Bubba Moss, his biological father, is still alive and is not in jail or anything, and many people believe that it should be Quentin Simon's remains should go back to Bubba Moss. Since then, since Leilani went to jail, Billie Joe went out or raised money or had a service make her a casket for Quentin Simon. And I'm wondering if Quentin Simon will ever see that casket, or if Quentin Simon is going to go to his father, Bubba Moss. Where does Quentin's remains go next? Once they're done with the additional testing at GBI, where does Quentin Simon go next? And let's back up a little bit. What additional testing is needed at GBI that the FBI could not do? That is, I think, the first question that kind of popped in my head is, why is this body going back for GBI to do additional testing when we know the federal testing, forensic sites and stuff like that have to be well stocked and equipped, more so than a state lab. So, why? Maybe it's because the FBI does not, maybe it's an elective additional testing that the FBI doesn't want to be financially responsible for dealing with. So a lot of stuff going on here with the Quentin Simon case. Quentin Simon's remains are on the move. They're at the GBI lab undergoing additional testing. This kind of raises a little more questions than answers for me personally. So what are your thoughts? I'm glad we're getting some movement in here. I'm glad to know that all the I's are being dotted and all the T's are being crossed. And I think that is being proven by the fact that he is being moved from the FBI to GBI, and GBI is going to be doing additional testing. Now, the other thing is, what kind of testing they're going to do, like I asked before, but is this a way to not have to release the body? Are they saying that they need to do all this additional testing so they don't have to make determination of who gets Quentin Simon? I'm just curious. Like I said, this is sparking a lot of questions within me. And if they're sparking this many questions within me, I'm wondering if they're sparking similar questions within you, or different questions, or questions in general. So let me know if you have any specific questions. Write them in the comments section. I will read these comments, and if I can try to acquire the answer to your question, I will. So God bless each and every one of you. Stick here to the Bullhorn Betty channel, and I love you. And until next time, don't forget, Coffee Club, 6:30 to 8:30, Monday through Friday. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, be safe and kind to one another.